And all of a sudden, she was served with a notice that she was in violation of the city code. Too many flags. Linda, welcome to Bud Hedinger Live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, and how are things out at the sub shop this morning?
I am wonderful. Things are great.
Tell us when all of this broke before we give the news about how this seems to have been resolved the way it needs to be resolved. First of all, when were you notified that you were in violation with all of these flags?
I was notified a week ago through the mail. Received a violation with a 8x10 color photo of my building with a picture of the flags displayed, and was told I had 10 days to send a written appeal with an $80 fee for each appeal. And first I thought it was a joke, so...
It's a small town. Nobody bothered to come by from code enforcement and just talk it over with you?
Not at all. Not at all. Got it through the mail, which that was probably the worst part of the whole thing.
Yeah, what an insult. Now, how long had the flags been up?
Couple months.
A couple of months.
Yes, sir.
Now, what prompted you to post all of those flags outside your sub shop?
Well, I have two sons serving in the Navy,
right.
And my older son works here with me at the shop, and he said, Mom, it'd be really nice if we hung flags, for the military. And I thought, what a great idea. Never expecting all of this.
And so you put the flags up proudly, and everything was fine until some, small-time pencil-pushing, make-work bureaucrat decided he needed to go and justify his existence, and you got served with a notice of violation. By the way, focus a little bit more on your kids. I understand one of them is a Navy SEAL, and of course there's no division of the armed services that is held in higher regard today in the wake of the killing of Osama bin Laden than our incredible Navy SEALs. You must be very proud of your sons.
Yes, sir, I am. Very.
And one of them just came home, am I right?
Yes, one was home on leave, returning back to duty, and the other one is currently serving in Somalia, due to be home in August. So, yeah, I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of all the members. I have neighbors who serve and several of my customers.
Now, you're very active in the American Legion, and I guess you didn't quite know what to do when you got the code notification violation in the mail, and you went to your friends at the American Legion, and they took it from there. Tell us what happened.
Yes, they did. The commander came to my shop, and he typed up a 2-page letter that he sent everywhere. And from there, it started out in our local newspaper, and then Day News 9 did a series on it, Fox News, and it's just been overwhelming, the response.
Now, when I called you yesterday on the phone at mid-afternoon, you were giddy. You told me that you'd just apparently heard from the mayor of Crystal River and things had changed.
Yes, sir. He apologized to me and said that they were very sorry. It should not have happened. And the meeting was wonderful last night. There was several supporters there. And
you had a city meeting, right, to resolve this and discuss it?
Yes. And they've suspended the violation, and they're going to rewrite the code. And I think the most important statement made there was one of the gentlemen got up and said he didn't believe there should be any restrictions on patriotism. And I thought that was the best statement made.
Amen to that.
Building and planning committee meeting, and they said they wanted all the vets there and, anyone in the city that wanted to voice an opinion on the new code. So I'm excited. I get to keep my flags, and that's all I wanted.
And anyone else who wants to fly those flags, any combination of them ought to feel free to do so in Crystal River, and I hope that would be true everywhere, particularly after this situation that you've been through. What was the reason given initially by the code enforcement folks as to why you should not be allowed to have a half a dozen of these patriotic flags outside your store?
Well, evidently there was a car dealership here in town that was flying 100 American flags, and they said they were getting tattered and worn, and so they came up with this code, which to me was ridiculous. You go from 100 to 3 flags, but that's what it was all about, and they said it was voted on, so I find it hard to believe that. My understanding
the case was made, I think, and it might have been off this situation with a car dealership, that it was over commercialization or something. Was that it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe in that case it might be, but for a small business owner to fly a couple of patriotic flags, including Old Glory, outside her store, particularly when she's got kids in service to this country and is a member of the American Legion, is the most ridiculous, outrageous, and offensive thing I've heard. But one of the best things I've heard is cooler, saner, patriotic heads have prevailed, and everything is fine now at your place in Crystal River, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Outstanding. God bless you and your sons and the American Legion who came to your defense. It's a wonderful ending to a crazy story out of Crystal River, Linda Downey. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
There we go. Linda Downey, the proprietor of the Taste of Philly sub shop in Crystal River along Route 19 in Citrus County on the edge of our listening area over there on the West Coast. I'll take your calls, 407-916-5400. We talk about this kind of thing. This kind of nonsense goes on incessantly. You have to fight these battles constantly. We got serious problems in this country when anybody thinks the flag of America and every flag for the branch of every service in America is somehow inappropriate. 407-916-5400. Agree? Let's talk. At 7:12, we check real-time traffic and weather together on the twos.
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, seeing that heavy traffic build up westbound along I-4 in between 434 just past 436. Also seeing that sluggish traffic build up westbound along the 408 approaching I-4. We're still in good shape at the time in both directions of the turnpike this morning. 528 and the Greenway both running up to speed as well. Do watch out for a reported accident along Alafaya Trail at Mark Twain Boulevard. Reports of roadblock in this area. From the traffic center, I'm Courtney Bright.
From 540 WFLA, Orlando's 24-hour weather channel, off to a very warm and muggy start again this morning. We'll see plenty of blue sky, and the high temperature today will soar to 94 degrees. We could see a stray thunderstorm late this afternoon. Weather updated around the clock on 540 WFLA. I'm David Maddox at the Weather Channel.
Good morning. I'm Larry Spillman, 540 WFLA News. Coming up at 7:30, parents try to save Longwood Elementary. Never clear to launch Monday, and President Obama focuses on immigration reform today.
Let me pose this question. Is there a limit to how many American flags you want to see flying in one location? Is there an upper limit? Should there be limitations and restrictions on the American flag and the flags of our service branches? Not in the Budman's eyes, but maybe in yours. 407-916-5400. You got a situation in your home or your office where you need things really cleaned up? I mean, it's still spring cleaning season. We're going to be getting into the rainy season. The mud's going to be getting tracked all over the place before you know it. I want you to get on the phone to Stanley Steamer and have them come out and clean your place. And when you call them, ask them for the Bud Special. They'll give you 20% off. You'll be dealing with the best. Stanley Steamer is the industry leader in cleaning carpet, tile, and grout and upholstery, and about anything else you need spruced up. 1-800-STEAMER. Ask for the Bud Special. 1-800-STEAMER. Check them online for more info at StanleySteamer.com.
Traffic on Air Online brought to you by David Moss Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm David Moss, and welcome to the grand opening of the all-new David Moss Chevrolet on Town Center Boulevard in Sanford. Right now, you can purchase any new or quality pre-owned vehicle at David Moss Chevrolet, put no money down, and delay your payments to 1 full year with approved credit. David Moss Chevrolet, whatever it takes.
Mortgage payments too high? Fearing foreclosure? Not sure about the legalities? The Home Mortgage Law Show, presented by the law firm of Morris, DuPont, and Mansfield, PA, answers all your questions live every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on 540 WFLA.
Gas prices. Can't explain them, can't predict them, but you can beat them. Just head to the Count on Chevy event for one of 9 models over an EPA estimated 30 miles per gallon highway. See? Saving on gas is that simple. Just takes a trip to the Chevy dealer, and you can count on that.
You get up early. You work late. Weekends off? Not likely. Why? Because as a small business owner, it's more than your job. It's what you love. And you need technology that keeps pace with your passion. That's why Verizon delivers all the wireless solutions you need to make sure your business rules. Verizon technology gives you the power to enable growth and boost productivity. Because only Verizon offers an arsenal of advanced devices, powerful business apps, and mobile security safeguards, all backed by unrivaled customer support and the fastest, most advanced 4G network in America. More small businesses choose Verizon Wireless than any other wireless carrier because they know the small business with the best technology rules. Now get the lightning fast Thunderbolt by HTC for only $249.99. No rebate required, exclusively at Verizon. Visit any Verizon store, verizonwireless.com/smallbusiness, or call 1-800-BZW-4BIZ. Requires new tier activation and data pack. Early termination and other fees apply. Preference results based on third-party study.
You know the problem with honey-do lists? They never end. Cut the grass today, got to cut the grass next week. Clean out the garage today, got to clean it out next month. So how would you like the next time you paint your home to be the last time you paint your home? This is Mike Redmond, president of Rhino Shield. Rhino Shield is a revolutionary permanent ceramic coating that comes with a 25-year warranty. Bottom line, with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint your home again, guaranteed. It's perfect for wood, brick, stucco, even vinyl. And unlike vinyl, no mold, no mildew, no kidding. Call today for a free estimate, 407-217-2988. It's more affordable than you think. 407-217-2988 is the number to call.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
For your free estimate, call 407-217-2988. Rhino Shield, more affordable than you think. Call 407-217-2988.
We got a scorcher coming up today, and we're getting into the rainy season, wind-driven thunderstorms. I mean, my goodness, it's tough on a paint job. And all of a sudden, you take a look around and you say, you know, we need to paint again. We just paid thousands to a painter 4 or 5 years ago, but you know what? Paint will not hold up in the Florida climate. And if you've got a house to take care of, you've got an apartment building to take care of, you've got a church you're responsible for, my goodness, whatever the building happens to be, you can't do better than the alternative to paint that is Colorcrete, made in Orlando by this great family-owned business I hold in such high regard. My friends at Colorcrete of Central Florida will give you a 25-year guarantee on the Colorcrete job. You won't paint again until 2036, guaranteed. Are you kidding me? Wow. It's because it's so much more durable than paint. Colorcrete will give you a protective barrier against wind-driven rain. It puts an end to mildew. It stops peeling, chalking, and cracking. Great Colorcrete price, even better now. Jim Dawson, the boss, has cut it 10% to give you a break, and they'll even give you a free pressure cleaning of your driveway and sidewalks. It's free, and don't miss out on the price reduction and the 25-year guarantee. Don't paint, Colorcrete. Get that free estimate today, and please tell them the Budman sent you when you call Colorcrete at 407-851-3442, 407-851-3442. The website, colorcreteusa.com.
Created by broad public participation. The facts are all there, and they're up to date.
Now, more Bud Henninger live on 540 WFLA.
So what do you think of that gal running the little sub shop out in Crystal River? Linda Downey, who was just on the show here, got a code violation citation for having a half a dozen patriotic flags posted outside. Come on. Come on. Give me a break. And by the way, I had one inquiry here. Folks were saying, wait a minute, isn't there a law in the books in the state of Florida that you can only fly one American flag outside your home? Well, Charlie Crist overruled that. We had a couple of big segments on this here. These homeowners organizations can't overrule it. There is a state law that you can have a flag outside and you can have as many flags as you want, okay? We've had that controversy here. 407-916-5400. Is there ever a time when more is less in your view, or more is inappropriate in your view, when it comes to displaying the American flag and flags of our service branches, as Linda Downey had done out there? In my view, no. No limit. The more, the better. The more beautiful. The more patriotism we can display, the better it is for the heart and soul of America. That's how I see it. 407-916-5400. To Polk County, Allison's on the line. Did you hear my interview with Linda Downey?
Yes, I did, Bud.
Well, what do you think on this, Allison?
Well, I agree with you. I don't think there should be a restriction on the number of flags flying, but I think that there should be some control over the condition of the flags. I hate to see a tattered flag or a faded flag that needs to be taken down and replaced.
Yeah, there are provisions for that within the flag code, I know, but I see an awful lot of them that are tattered, and it's outrageous, and that should not be. That's disrespectful.
Yes, that was my only comment. I don't like to see the tattered flags.
let me ask you this. If there's 100 American flags on poles outside a car dealership, and obviously they want you to feel better about them, they want you to notice them and then come in and buy cars from them, they also want you to think of them as patriotic, they really are using the flags in part for commercialization purposes. What about that?
Yes, they would be. That would be over commercialization, I believe.
So there would be an upper limit. These car dealers, you feel like maybe they're not. This is what I've questioned too. I may have come down on this on a different side. I'll talk more about this in just a moment. But you believe that in some situations, then enough's enough.
Yes, you don't want to minimalize the flag. You don't want it to be tacky. And if you've got 100 flags waving like those little triangular, crappy-looking things that people do to get visual attention for advertising, that's going too far.
Exploitation of Old Glory. I understand where you are. I actually have debated this, and I've changed my view on it. I'll share it with you in 60 seconds. I'd like to know what you think about that situation out in Crystal River and whether or not you think there ought to be any restriction under any circumstances for the flying of the American flag and the flags of all of our service branches. 407-916-5400. I say absolutely not. 722 on BHL. A check on real-time traffic and weather together on the twos.
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, seeing that heavy traffic buildup westbound along I-4 in between 434 just past 436. Also seeing that sluggish traffic buildup westbound along the 408 approaching I-4. We're still in good shape at the time in both directions of the turnpike this morning. 528 and the Greenway both running up to speed as well. Do watch out for a reported accident along Alafaya Trail at Mark Twain Boulevard. Reports of roadblock in this area. From the Traffic Center, I'm Courtney Bright.
Sunshine today, scattered afternoon showers and storms, and hot and humid with a high of 94, 70 degrees already here in Orlando. You know, and I understand sometimes in these car dealerships are the ones that are most, I wouldn't say notorious, but most noted for doing this is putting up big American flags on one flagpole after another. They can afford to do it, or at least there was a time when they could afford to do it, and they're all over the place. You know, and they're really serving as attention-getting billboards and in image enhancers more than anything else. I'm not suggesting that in that dealership you don't have a patriot in control. I'm not suggesting that at all. But clearly, they are, to a degree, exploiting the stars and stripes for commercial advantage. All right? It's their billboard, and it's their make you feel better about them symbol. But you know what? I don't care. Every time I see the stars and stripes, it makes me feel better than however I felt. I like constant reminders. Now, what I don't like, you know, is seeing American flags worn on the butt of somebody's blue jeans. And I really don't like seeing the American flag wrapped around people. I think the first time I ever saw it is in one of my all-time favorite movies, and frankly, I didn't like it. At the end of Rocky I, if I'm recalling right, you know, he wraps himself in the American flag, and it was a wonderful thing. But it bothers me to see the American flag used that way. But you can display as many American flags as you want absolutely anywhere else. And maybe there's an exception to this. I will back you to the hilt. Al's in Titusville. Good morning at 7:25. Al, what do you think?
Good morning, Bud. I think that the lady should be allowed to display as many flags as possible. Now, in car dealerships, they also should be allowed to place as many flags as they want, because let us not forget that the American flag, besides standing for freedom, it stands for the best economic system that we've had in the history of the world, namely capitalism. So therefore, by doing that, it symbolizes that type of situation.
I absolutely agree with you. I'm going to have to cut you loose. We got a squirrely cell phone signal from the coast there. Anybody want to challenge me on that? Or is there a situation where you're seeing the American flag displayed properly where you have any issue with it whatsoever? Do you have the same issues I do, you know, with seeing it displayed what I think is inappropriately? I don't like people wrapping themselves quite literally in the American flag. Figuratively, I'm fine with. And I frankly don't like, American flags plastered on the back of somebody's blue jeans, that sort of thing. On this issue of the multiple American flags at some car dealerships, Wendy's in Altamont Springs. Good morning, Wendy.
Hey, Bud, how you doing?
Outstanding. How about you?
Great. I don't know. I disagree with you on that. When I go by that, and I think it's really primarily, I think, it may be judgment on my part, used for advertising to get attention. And when I see an American flag, I do feel patriotic, but I think of those boys that come home and the flag is draped over their caskets. And it just bothers me from that perspective, just to put up, 50 flags in front of a car dealership. It's just a lack of respect, I think.
An exploitation of Old Glory?
I think so. I mean, you want to have one big one or two or three, that's fine. I think, but when you're doing it to get attention, I don't know. It just rubs me wrong. It bothers me.
Understand, Wendy. Thanks. I appreciate that. I've debated that in my heart for many, many years, and I've told you how I've actually changed on that. I'm going to, if they want to do that, and they're doing it for commercial purposes, they're the only ones who know what's in their heart. But they make my heart feel good when I see Old Glory and all it represents. I can't see it enough. I've got a big old American flag right behind me now. Those of you who watch me on the Bud Cam, okay, you know it's there. I wouldn't want to do the show without it, ever. For years, we've had service branch flags posted in our studio. Well, God bless Linda Downey and the American Legion and all the cooler heads who prevailed, and the patriotic hearts out in Crystal River who took care of that situation with her flags outside her little sub shop. It's a great story. I'll post more on it in the blog section. Stay tuned here. We are going to connect to one of our experts with the Heritage Foundation to talk about this situation in the wake of the killing of Osama bin Laden, the issues we have with Pakistan. Next on BHL. Coming up, the news at the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour. Good morning, it's 7:28.
Can you get all-day pain relief without taking pills? Yes, with Thermacare heat wraps. Over 8 hours, Thermacare is more effective for back pain than the maximum dose of acetaminophen, the medicine in Tylenol.
I could feel the real heat of Thermacare relax and unlock my tight muscles.
No pills, no pain, just relief. And if you suffer from joint or arthritis pain, try Thermacare in the red box. Just one Thermacare provides all-day arthritis pain relief to soothe joints, improve flexibility, and get you moving again. Use as directed.
A Rhino Man is surrounded by an air of confidence and grill smoke. A Rhino Man carries an emergency set of seasonings, just in case. And a Rhino Man would never, ever grill with anything other than an always cleaned and always leak-tested Blue Rhino. So, what kind of man are you? It's not just propane, it's Blue Rhino.
Find us at Walmart, Lowe's, Winn-Dixie, or other Rhino Man-approved retailers at BlueRhino.com.
As a result of foreclosures, short sales, and other debts that have been written off by banks, people are now receiving 1099s for debt forgiveness. I'm attorney Matt Inglet with KEL. We have attorneys devoted solely to taking your phone call free of charge. We also have tax attorneys with advanced legal degrees in tax law. If you've received a 1099 from a bank, call 800-NEW-LAWS. Let us sit down with you to explain your options. KEL, you have questions, we have answers. Hoffman, Inglet, and Lind, Office Orlando.
Bud Henninger Live continues with news from the Fox Orlando News Center on 540 WFLA.
delay the shuttle's April 29th launch. Defective wiring box is being swapped out. We're going to put a new box in. We don't know exactly that the failure was or was not inside the box. We're going to continue to do some failure testing on the box itself, but it's going to take a little while. The final shuttle mission after Endeavour, the flight of Atlantis that was set for late June, will now be pushed back later in the summer. Authorities say a 40-year-old Ocala boy was grazed in the head by a bullet that his 10-year-old brother hit with a hammer. The incident happened as the boys were playing outside. The child was treated and released from Monroe Regional Medical Center. No charges have been filed. In sports, Magic Center Dwight Howard and Miami Heat forward LeBron James headline with 2011 NBA All-Defensive First Team. 540 WFLA News Time is 7:32. I'm Larry Spillman. Get these stories and more at 540WFLA.com. Coming up, more Bud Hedinger Live.
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, eastbound I-4 is getting busy now as you make your way from the 408 through downtown. Also pretty slow westbound along I-4 between 434 into Maitland Boulevard. And seeing that traffic gradually increase westbound along the 408 approaching I-4 as well. No problems in either direction of 528, and the turnpike is running up to speed. Do watch out for a reported wreck along Alafaya Trail at Stony Brook Boulevard. Reports of roadblock here that may slow you down. From the Traffic Center, I'm Courtney Bright.
Join Dr. Raghu Ganjam of Orlando Internal Medicine this Saturday at noon on Your Health Matters as he discusses cutting-edge medical information on Alzheimer's, as well as shares vital information everyone needs to know on living wills and advanced directives. This Saturday at noon on Your Health Matters, right here on 540 WFLA.
Half off Italian cuisine at Pasquale's Italian Ristorante. ODealsDaily.com.
From 540 WFLA, Orlando's 24-hour weather channel, off to a very warm and muggy start again this morning. We'll see plenty of blue sky, and the high temperature today will soar to 94 degrees. We could see a stray thunderstorm late this afternoon. Weather updated around the clock on 540 WFLA. I'm David Maddox at the Weather Channel.
What are you waiting for?
I just can't do it.
Call Bud Hedinger now.
They called me a creep. They said all kinds of mean things about me.
407-916-5400. Toll free. 866-916-5400.
Good Tuesday morning. The spotlight focuses now on Pakistan. Lots of questions about our relationship with Pakistan in the wake of the killing of Osama bin Laden, who had apparently been right under their nose, our supposed allies' nose in Pakistan, for at least 5 years. And analyzing our relationship with the nations of Asia for the Heritage Foundation from their Asian Studies Center, Lisa Curtis joining us for a couple of minutes. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
So what are the headlines out of Pakistan now as day after day we continue to try to get to the bottom of what they knew and when they knew it vis-a-vis the presence of Osama bin Laden?
Well, unfortunately, rather than seeking to address the questions that have come out of the U.S. over, how the architect of the 9/11 attacks could possibly have lived for 6 years virtually under the noses of the Pakistan military, rather than addressing those questions, what we see is Pakistan is digging in its heels, it's upping the ante, and it's trying to make themselves look like the aggrieved party. So it's really an unfortunate situation, and clearly U.S.-Pakistan tensions are ratcheting upward. I think, Pakistan, what we've seen is it looks like the government has exposed the name of the CIA station chief by putting this out in the media, which is a tactic that they've used in the past to sort of put pressure on us.
But on the flip side, they're apparently now, I'm reading this morning, going to allow us to interview the 3 widowed wives of bin Laden.
Well, that's good. That's a positive step.
So you never know with them. It's some good, some bad all the time. The Prime Minister, Gilani, yesterday was on his high horse saying it was disingenuous for anybody to suggest that they knew it and that bin Laden was there and never said anything. And if we do this again and come in across the borders of their sovereign nation, there's going to be all kinds of problems and resistance. What do we need to do with our relationship with Pakistan? What needs to happen? How badly do we need them?
Well, We do need a good relation. Well, we need cooperation from Pakistan in the fight against terrorism, and this is it's very important to do everything that we can to try to preserve the relationship. But it's also important for us not to allow the Pakistanis to turn the tables, because this is a tactic that they often use. If we seek their help or cooperation, they raise 100 grievances against us. And what we need to do here is we need to just continue to assert the leverage that we have gained by this operation, and get them to now cooperate with us to track down people like al-Zawahiri, Mullah Omar, the leader of the Taliban. And our ambassador in Pakistan essentially said yesterday that these targets are our priority, and we'll go after them with or without Pakistani cooperation. That we prefer to have Pakistani cooperation, but it's really their choice.
In closing, I only have 30 seconds left with you, Lisa. Should we use our aid appropriations to them, well over $1 billion a year, as a club to get Pakistan to be more cooperative with us?
It's actually $3 billion a year, and yes, we should, use it. But I wouldn't say we should cut it altogether. What I would say is we should withhold it until we get indications that Pakistan is doing something to finally break those intelligent links with the terrorists, that they are taking action to sever those links, and that we will indeed get their cooperation in future operations to capture terrorists. So
it's a complex relationship, and I appreciate an expert of your stature, Asian Studies Center specialist with the Heritage Foundation, Lisa Curtis. Thanks for coming on Bud Hedinger Live. We'll have you back again on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 407-916-5400. It's very, very tough to know how to play this. It is complex, and we like simple black and white answers. The relationship with Pakistan has never been that way. They've got nuclear weapons, and if we don't have a relationship with them, we have no idea what's going on with those nukes. I'm actually not too sure that we have much information about the nuclear program right now, not as much as we need. But they're embarrassed. They're humiliated in Pakistan over the idea that bin Laden was right under their nose. I think they knew it. But I'm not sure in Pakistan that the right hand knows what the left hand is doing. So it may be that there are people there who are telling us in official Pakistan that they had no idea about this, and always that they would have delivered bin Laden to us if they only knew it. They may be accurate. It's just hard to know. But I think Lisa's right. This is one thing I would do. $3 billion in aid a year, that's a lot of money for a godforsaken country like Pakistan. They want it. They need it. We don't have to give it to them. And we ought to be able to get things from them, concessions from them, policy changes and commitments in the war on terror from them, and hold that big old $3 billion carrot out there. And if they want it, they got to do business with us the way we need it done. 407-916-5400. Kevin, you're in Ocala listening, and good morning at 7:39, Kevin.
Yeah, good morning, bud. The bottom line is that someone had to know, yes. But the other problem is that the United States has been in bed with Pakistan the whole time. This girl who used to be the president and Bush were real good buddies. And that guy left. And he had to know.
Musharraf. You're talking about Musharraf.
Sure.
Yeah.
Musharraf was dirty as the day is long. He's about as dirty as that Karzai.
So let me ask you this right now. You are Secretary of State Kevin, oh God help me, from Ocala, and you have the president's ear. What do you tell him to do in Pakistan? Pull the aid? What do we do?
I would not pull the aid, but I tell him I'm gonna put it and freeze it.
All right, thank you very much. It's kind of what Lisa was saying from the Heritage Foundation. And believe me, I think we do absolutely. We need to use that aid as a club with Pakistan and threaten to withhold it. To Baldwin Park, on the line, Kirk. Good morning. How are you, Kirk?
Oh, pretty good.
So what about Pakistan?
I think the president there, when he does some of those comments like that, he's just mostly talking to his own audience.
You're talking about Prime Minister Gilani.
You got it. He's got his own nation full of kooks he's got to keep placated himself. So some of that, tough talk he makes like that about breaking their sovereignty, he's got to keep his own goons in line. And, I mean, here in America, we had that Eric Rudolph guy, right? How long did he go undiscovered right under our noses?
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about the Unabomber.
You got it. No, not the Unabomber, the Olympic bomber.
Yeah, the Olympic Park bomber, yeah, in Atlanta. Right.
He actually was hiding in a cave, but still.
Yeah. It's an excellent point, and it's interesting. Don Rumsfeld was saying, there's all those mansions up the Potomac just beyond Washington, D.C. He says, we have no idea what's going on inside there. I've heard him say it the other day, and it's interesting when you think about it, but I still think Pakistan was lying. I really do. More coming up on BHL. Rush, the morning update, the Brain Buster, and a whole lot more as we charge toward the 9 o'clock hour. Glad you're with us on a beautiful Tuesday here in the city. Beautiful and across the Florida Peninsula. Let's check the local rush hour now. Real-time traffic and weather together on the 2s at 7:42.
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, very busy now along our major roadways. Eastbound I-4, you're slow moving from Cayley Avenue through downtown. Also very slow westbound along I-4 between 434 into Maitland Boulevard. Westbound along the 408, seeing delays between Dean Road into Goldenrod. And there was also a reported accident before Goldenrod in the left lane. Also very slow westbound along the 408 from Mills Avenue into I-4. From the Traffic Center, I'm Courtney Bright.
From 540 WFLA, Orlando's 24-hour weather channel, off to a very warm and muggy start again this morning. We'll see plenty of blue sky, and the high temperature today will soar to 94 degrees. We could see a stray thunderstorm late this afternoon. Weather updated around the clock on 540 WFLA. I'm David Maddox at the Weather Channel.
Good morning. I'm Larry Spillman, 540 WFLA News. Coming up at 8, can a jury to try Casey Anthony be seated by the end of the week? A maintenance man accused of raping a woman, the major Taliban offensive in Afghanistan.
Hey, I got to tell you, we had the whole family out to Houlihan's on University Boulevard, our favorite restaurant for Mother's Day brunch, and it was incredible. It was just $12.95. They had a carving station with the beef. They had an omelet station. They're custom making me omelets. It was fantastic. Everything you can imagine was available there, and it was hard to get in the place. I guess a lot of you were listening to the Budman when I said, hey, Mother's Day brunch at your nearest Houlihan's. The place was packed. It was fantastic. And how about Houlihan's for lunch today? Or dinner tonight? You're going to love the huge menu for every taste and every price range. Houlihan's, where filet mignon meets truck stop fries. An amazing new menu of 30 small plates at Houlihan's for just $3. Do you believe that? Flatbread, sliders, and kebabs? Well, you'll believe it when you see it and when you enjoy it at Houlihan's. 4 locations, 192 in Kissimmee, the University Boulevard location out near UCF, East Colonial and I Drive, and a great website, too. Check it out, Houlihan's.com.
Traffic on Air Online, a service of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association. The numbers tell the story. According to the latest stats, home sales have more than doubled from this time 2 years ago. So what are you waiting for? Interest rates to go up? Prices to go up? Contact a realtor today, before it's too late. This message paid for by members of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association.
Boss, you know that window I told you about? It's over here.
Shh, you're gonna wake up the whole neighborhood.
You watch out for landmines, they got dogs.
Never mind the dogs. Are you sure they don't have safe touch security?
Well, they didn't as of last week.
What? You haven't checked since last week?
Sorry.
You do know that people are getting safe touch all the time, right?
I know.
And you do know about the safe touch two-way communicator and the crash and smash technology?
Yeah.
And you know about the new video monitoring?
Yeah. That's why we stay away from safe touch houses.
Yeah? Well, did you notice the safe touch sticker on the window? Right next to your head?
Oops.
Oops. That's all you gotta say is oops?
Sorry, boss. They must have installed it this week. Sorry, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, owner of Safe Touch Security Systems. Call now to find out more about our brand new video monitoring and crash and smash technology.
Call 407-331-0335 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Here's another question from the Geico Savings Mailbag.
Heather from Bakersfield writes, how do you feel about rain? Well, Heather, if you're talking about the downpour of savings people are getting on their motorcycle insurance with Geico, then I love it.
It's quite literally a money monsoon.
Ooh, a late afternoon cash shower.
And those riders who combine their motorcycle and auto insurance will have an even higher chance of savings cloudbursts.
Now, the only kind of rain I don't like is the wet kind. Humidity makes my hair frizz.
Call Geico or visit geico.com today to see how much our multi-policy discount could save you.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is texting getting way out of hand? You know, I can't... Oh, please. Oh, that is funny. Where was I? Oh, yes, about texting. Pardon me. LOL, you are my BFF. So, like I was saying...
Switch to Geico now and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. For a free rate quote, visit geico.com to see how much you could save. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This portion of 540 WFLA is brought to you by MetaFastFlorida.com.
Speaking of MetaFast, you know my story. I became the incredible shrinking bud man for the MetaFast program, and it shocked me, and it shocked a lot of you when I lost 75 pounds in 6 months. This was so easy and so fast, as in MetaFast, and it was so healthy. I felt so great because, you know, this was all developed by doctors and recommended by 20,000 doctors in the last 30 years, the MetaFast program, including my doctor. I mean, this is a winner in every way, and with help from a MetaFast counselor at your MetaFast center, you can lose up to 2 to 5 pounds a week, up to 2 to 5 pounds a week. I want you to call and get started today, and here's an extra incentive. Beyond all the weight you can lose real fast on the MetaFast program, you call your MetaFast center today, you're going to get $100 off any program fee upon enrollment. You can do this. If the Bud Man can do it, you can do it, but you got to get started. How about we make today? Just call to learn more at your MetaFast Center, 1-888-9-METAFAST. It's 1-888-9-MEDIFAST, 1-888-9-MEDIFAST. You give them a call. Couple of new conveniently located centers in Lake Mary and Winter Park, and a whole lot more info for you online at MetaFastFlorida.com.
Rush Limbaugh. Say, folks, you remember ABC News? Still around. And over the weekend, they reported that bin Laden's last strategy to attack America involved exploiting minority converts. This information comes courtesy of the treasure trove of intelligence materials taken from the bin Laden compound in Pakistan, that rat-infested crack house. According to an unnamed government official, bin Laden wanted to target American blacks because al-Qaeda sees the black convert community as ripe for recruiting. They also wanted to use race and class warfare to bring us down from within. So ABC News sought reaction from one of the two names in their Rolodex to provide color commentary on racial matters, Reverend Sharpton. He said, I think it'd be the most cynical abuse of African Americans and America in general. He said, remember, Osama bin Laden killed blacks and whites and Latinos, everybody on 9/11. For him to use race relations in the U.S. in a way to support his terrorist barbarism is the absolute height of cynicism. Folks, this is too easy. Memo to the Reverend Al and ABC News, the rest of you state-controlled liberals. The reason bin Laden believed they could use class warfare and race baiting to destroy America from within is because anybody, even a goat-herding, pot-smoking terror leader halfway around the world, can see what the Democrat Party has done to this country. It's not rocket science. In other words, bin Laden just wanted a piece of your action, Reverend Al. Take it as a compliment from the fish food graveyard.
Paid for by Stansbury & Associates Investment Research.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet, and it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself.
You can find the video at www.endofamerica44.com. That's endofamerica, the number 44.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica44.com. That's endofamerica44.com.
You know, this whole situation with Pakistan is really perplexing. But actually, it was a little entertaining for me yesterday. I was listening to the Prime Minister, Yusuf Raza Gilani, going on, and, you know, he's embarrassed. He's trying to save face. I don't know if he's lying to us or not. But the guy sounded exactly like the restaurant owner, Jerry Seinfeld, tried to help, who didn't get any business, and Jerry told him he needed to serve Pakistani food. and nobody came into the place, and the guy went completely bonkers, and he sounds exactly like the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Jenny, you tell me, sir, Pakistani food, people will come. Where are the people? Where are the people? It's the funniest episode I've ever seen. And he says, you're very bad man, Jerry Seinfeld, very bad man. And the guy yesterday is going off and going crazy. It is disingenuous for anyone to suggest that we knew about Bob bin Laden was. You very bad, don't come in here again. We will fight you. I mean, it was just like watching the Seinfeld episode. So as perplexing and as aggravating as the situation is with Pakistan, and I don't want to minimize its importance, this relationship here, beyond holding them hostage on that aid commitment of $3 billion a year, I'm not exactly sure what the best approach would be to these people, but we definitely need to get more help and more integrity out of Pakistan if we're going to continue to give them our money when we don't happen to have any money laying around. Things need to change with Pakistan. Up next, you can win a great prize on the Budman's Brain Buster Question of the Day game, and we're going to play it in 60 seconds. I'm looking for you on the phones at 407-916-5400, toll-free 1-866-916-5400 on the Brain Buster at 7:52. We break for real-time traffic and weather together.
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, very busy now along our major roadways. Eastbound I-4, you're slow moving from Cayley Avenue through downtown. Also very slow westbound along I-4 between 434 into Maitland Boulevard. Westbound along the 408, seeing delays between Dean Road into Goldenrod. And there was also a reported accident before Goldenrod in the left lane. Also very slow westbound along the 408 from Mills Avenue into I-4. From the Traffic Center, I'm Courtney Bright.
Sunshine today and a scorcher with scattered afternoon showers and storms triggered by heat and humidity. 94 for the high, 71 in Orlando. Jenna, what are we trying to give away on the Brain Buster?
Today we have a $100 gift certificate to Saving Face Skincare and Massage. Use it on any of their services, including Swedish massage, pedicure, manicure, and many more.
And we got a full bank of phones, as we always do. If you're trying to get in and you got a busy signal, if we get a wrong answer, there's Jenna's buzzer. Opens up a line instantly, and you got to get right on it at 407-916-5400 or 1-866-916-5400. And by the way, that toll-free just opened up. Somebody must have dropped off. So there you go. You can grab it. All right, here is the Budman's Brain Buster question of the day. A little American history for you. On this date in 1869, May 10th, the Transcontinental Railroad was completed as that fabled golden spike was driven where tracks from the east met tracks from the west. In what state did that happen? That's the Budman's Brain Buster question. The prize is on the line. Line 1, you got the first shot at it.
How about Wyoming, bud?
Not Wyoming. There's that buzzer. Grab the open line. You could be a winner. 407-916-5400. Line 2.
Kentucky.
Nope, not Kentucky. 407-916-5400. You get 3 buzzers for that from Jenna. Let's go to line 3.
Kansas.
Not Kansas. See, some of them are trying to look at the map and figure this thing out. But you should know this from your history lessons here. Let's go to line 4.
Missouri.
No, it's not Missouri. It's not Missouri. 407-916-5400. They drove the Golden Spike as tracks from the east met tracks from the west and finished the Transcontinental Railroad on this date in 1869. And all of this happened, big ceremony, in what state? Toll free?
Mississippi.
No, it's not Mississippi. It's Transcontinental Railroad. It's going from east to west. Multiple buzzers. Line 1. Let's give it a shot.
Utah.
Yes. Yeah, we almost had a train wreck on the train question. Promontory Summit, Utah, May 10th, 1869. You're our winner. What's your name, my friend?
Dave from Sorrento.
Well, is this something you've always known, or did you just take a flyer?
Well, it's on the back of their quarter.
It's on the back of the Utah quarter?
Yes, sir.
There you go. You got to love that. Now, I did not know that. I love the state quarters. What did you do? Take it out of your did you take a look at your change?
we collected them all when they came out.
I see. So you knew it, yeah. I learned a lot of American history through my grandfather, who was a big stamp collector, and you can learn it through coins as well. I recommend that for kids. I was working with them on the stamps and the coins. You learn all kinds of American history. But at any rate, yes, that's absolutely true. It was in Utah. Stay on the line, and we're going to get you that great prize. Jeff will be talking with you off air, okay?
Thanks, bud.
There you go. How about that? And yes, finally, we have a winner.
Another happy contest winner on WFLA.
You see, here's the deal on that. This went from Missouri out to Sacramento, California. They already had all the tracks east of the Mississippi, okay? But from Missouri on out to Sacramento, California, this is where they needed to complete the railroad, because it was all built basically from east to west as the settlements moved out in that direction. And, of course, they covered a lot more ground going across the prairies than they were able to from the mountains coming back in from California. So it took them a lot longer over there, and they went a shorter distance, but they were able to make a lot more progress and lay more track coming from the Missouri end all the way out there, and they finally did meet at Utah. And I think it's amazing. Before they had all of the fancy gear and the lasers for measurement and everything like that, they're laying these tracks, and what I always kind of have wondered, well, what happens if they come right up there and they lay the last couple of pieces of track and they're off by 2 feet? What are you going to do, rip it all up and start again? They had people out there, they had trains out there, they had thousands of people in the middle of nowhere. But they drove the Golden Spike in 1869 on this day. And the nation was knit together by the rails with the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. I want you to stay with me for what may be the most eye-opening, shocking, and important segment of a stem winder of a Bud Hedinger Live show, where we've covered all kinds of things this morning with you. The dark side of Google. Next, 7:58 on the 50,000-watt front porch.
This is the sound of Jennifer at work preparing to visit her bank.
So you want to take a 2-hour lunch break?
Yeah, I need to visit my bank. It's all the way across town.
This is Marissa preparing to visit her nearest Chase branch.
Hey, just heading over to the bank. I'll be back in 10.
Well, they just opened one in the lobby.
Oh, be back in 5.
Jennifer.
You're aware this is going to come out of your vacation time.
Oh.
Marissa.
Welcome to Chase. Wow, you guys are popping up all over the place.
You can always rely on a Chase bank to be close by your home or office. With new branches opening all the time and a suite of new technologies, Chase continues to make banking more convenient. There are over 5,200 locations nationwide, with more coming to Orlando soon. Visit chase.com/mynewbranch for your nearest Chase location. More branches in more places. Take a step forward and chase what matters.
JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Are you underwater on the loan for your home? Is your property worth significantly less today than your mortgage? Then call me, attorney Shay DuPont of Morris DuPont in Mansfield, 800-974-2712. Our firm helps homeowners just like you understand the alternatives to continue paying your upside-down mortgage. Call 800-974-2712 for a free consultation. 800-974-2712. Offices in Melbourne and Miami. Appointments taken in Orlando, Maitland, and Lake Mary. 800-974-2712.
WFLF Pine Hills, WTKS FM HD2, Cocoa Beach.
Built at a cost of $14 million, the station embodies the last word in radio transmission.
540 WFLA. Local news from the Fox Orlando News Center.
You can screw it up from Jump Street if you pick the wrong turn. That doesn't fit with your
From the David Moss Volkswagen Lee Road Traffic Center, eastbound I-4 is very slow from Michigan Street as you make your way through downtown into Amelia Street. And we're also very slow westbound along I-4 between 434 into Maitland Boulevard. Seeing some big backups westbound along the 408 in between Dean Road to Goldenrod. There is an accident just before Goldenrod. This did have the left lane blocked. It looks like this is mostly off to the shoulder now. And watch out for a reported wreck along Colonial Drive at Hiawassee Road that may slow you down. From the Traffic Center, I'm Courtney Bright.
Are you an experienced media salesperson who can create integrated solutions for advertisers? Clear Channel has a rare opening for an experienced salesperson with a passion and drive to exceed goals. Please call 407-916-8383. That's 407-916-8383. Clear Channel is an equal opportunity employer.
Auto accident on your cell phone, dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
From 540 WFLA, Orlando's 24-hour weather channel, off to a very warm and muggy start again this morning. We'll see plenty of blue sky, and the high temperature today will soar to 94 degrees. We could see a stray thunderstorm late this afternoon. Weather updated around the clock on 540 WFLA. I'm David Maddox at the Weather Channel.
Score with 540 WFLA Sports.
The Miami Heat are one victory away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Way down to LeBron. 5 on the clock. LeBron backs his way in. Turner, a tough shot. LeBron got it. Oh, my. Huge difficulty factor for LeBron there.
LeBron James hit the turnaround jumper to open the overtime period. Miami would go on to beat Boston 98-90 to take a commanding 3-1 lead. James finished with 35 points and 14 rebounds. Dwayne Wade scored 28 points with 9 rebounds, and Chris Bosh had 20 points and 12 rebounds. The Big Three scored 83 of Miami's 98 points and had 35 of its 45 rebounds. That was by design, said D. Wade.
Personally, just put the challenge to myself, Brian, and Chris to lead the way, and everyone else on the team just to fill in.
Miami will advance to the Eastern Finals with a victory in Game 5 tomorrow night. Russell Westbrook poured in a career playoff-high 40 points. Oklahoma City beat Memphis in triple overtime, 133-123. That evens the Western Conference semifinal at 2 games apiece. The NBA All-Defensive Team's been announced, leading the way. Top vote-getter Dwight Howard of the Magic, Garnett, Rondo, Kobe, and LeBron also made the team. That's your sports update. I'm Tom Morgan on your home of the Gators, 540 WFLA.
Because we can't call you.
Well, there you have it.
407-916-5400. Toll free, 866-916-5400.
So how many times will you Google today? I Google all the time putting this show together. Google.com. It's like having the New York Library times a gazillion at our fingertips. It's the most amazing thing, the king of all the search engines. And it seems like the most positive and innocent thing out there to me. You know, they even have that friendly, inviting Google logo that they change according to holidays and all of that, and it just kind of almost looks like a Fisher-Price romper room type of thing. Is there a sinister and dark side to Google? You're out there saying, come on, Budman, give me a break. No, listen, I have come to think in preparation for this segment and a special guest interview on a guy who has studied what he says is the very dark side of Google, to think of Google.com in a very, very different way. And you may as well, when in our next segment I welcome Scott Cleland, who is the world's leading Google critic. And he is the author of a brand new book which comes out today, Search and Destroy: Why You Can't Trust Google Incorporated.